Did we make it to December 3rd, 2025? It's your boy Dec.3rd gang. I hope you liking my videos, my quick shorts I switched to. Got some Christmas songs coming up. I hope you're enjoying those. I'm up today, Wednesday hump day. I'm going out to West Marietta, just outside Kennesaw. We got a Samsung out there. I'm gonna take a look at. Take you guys with me. Let's go gas up. Roll out. .39 degrees with the sun up. 40 degrees. Upload the receipt. Upload receipt. Take a photo. All right, we got the gas. Then we're gonna roll out.
Welfare scam is about to take down another Democrat. And I couldn't be happier about the situation because Minnesota has probably never had a shittier governor than the current governor, Tim Walz. You remember Tampon Tim, the one who ran for vice president with Kamala Harris last year? Well, Tim is getting dragged right now by both President Trump and Kristi Noem for the fact that he had to clearly know exactly what was going on in his state of Minnesota with Ilhan Omar at the helm of this fraudulent Somali scheme to steal as much money as humanly possible from the taxpayers. There's no way you can run that state and not know what's going on. And Kristi Noem has said so herself. I want you guys to hear exactly what Kristi Noem had to say today. So according to her, Secretary Kristi Noem dropped a bombshell in the cabinet room today. She revealed that President Trump asked her to investigate billions, y'all, capital B, billions in taxpayer fraud in Tim Walz's Minnesota. What she uncovered is shocking for some, but not for many. If you were around during the whole election process, especially here, we talked about Tim Walz a lot. And the fact that when Tim Walz was a teacher, there were a lot of allegations about him and his misconduct towards underage students, and not just any students, the male students. There was also the talk of how he was constantly going to China for unknown reasons. Now, he said it was to go there and teach and things like this, but there was also accusations of him in China with underage students that were under his care. Tim Walz has always been a little suspect, in my opinion, when it comes to not just his sexuality, but what he does that is legal or illegal. It has been going on as far back as Tim Walz's record shows on social media or anywhere else. Now, this is what Noem had to say. She said, you know, you told me to look into Minnesota and their fraud on visas and their programs. 50% of them are fraudulent, which means that wacko Governor Walz is either an idiot or he did it on purpose. I think he's both. I want you to hear it from her mouth. I can say it, but it sounds so much better when she does. So take a listen to what Kristi Noem had to say today in regards to looking into Minnesota and the whole fraudulent scam that's going on thanks to the Somalis that are there, based off President Trump asking her to take a deep dive into it. Listen.
You know, you told me to look into Minnesota and their fraud on visas and their programs. 50% of them are fraudulent, which means that wacko Governor Walz either is an idiot or he did it on purpose. And I think he's both, sir.
I agree.
He brought people in there illegally that never should have been in this country, said they were somebody that they're not. They said they were married to somebody who was their brother or somebody else. Fraudulent visa applications, signed up for government programs, took hundreds of billions of dollars from the taxpayers, and we're going to remove them and we're going to get our money back. And we're going to, this next year, make sure that we only put people in leadership positions in this country that love this country.
Exactly.
And back. So thank you for letting us get up there.
Listen, I could not have said it better myself when she said he's either knows about it or he's an idiot or he's both, because obviously that's exactly what is going on. So on top of that, okay, so you have this, and then you have, oh, y'all bless it, President Trump came out and he made some remarks that not everybody is on board with, and by not everybody, I do mean weirdly, the mayor, the police chief, the governor, all these people in Minnesota that are fighting Trump when it comes to getting rid of the people that are there that are stealing the money from their actual legal citizens. For some reason, they are backing the people that are causing all of the issues. And you have to ask yourself, why would they do that? I have to assume, because that's the way my brain works, that there must be kickbacks that are hitting somebody's pockets, whether it's Governor Tim Walz's, whether it's Ilhan Omar's, whether it is the mayor, whether it is the police chief, okay? Because you have all of these men, except for Ilhan Omar, who is a woman, all of these men trying to go against what President Trump has said needs to be done in order to make Minnesota safe again, make Minnesota legal again, make Minnesota
fraud-free,
non-fraudulent again. I don't know if that's really the right word here, but I mean, the Minneapolis mayor, Dec.3rd, says he will refuse to cooperate with ICE and then begins speaking in Somali mid-speech. Listen, I need you guys to hear this, because this is absolutely redonkulous to me. This man beat out the other guy that was running for mayor, the one who looks kind of like a rat who stuck his finger in an electric socket and went, yeah, right, and was waving around the Somali flag. Yeah, he had an American flag somewhere in the background during his whole mayoral campaign. Mayoral? Either way, weird word. and he was waving the Somali flag. Thankfully, he didn't win, but this guy's not much better. So take a listen to what he had to say, because I guess if you happen to be in any position of power in Minnesota, you must be batshit. Listen.
That's not American. That's not what we are about. And we're going to do right by every single person in our cities.
This is a little off.
And so, to our Somali community, Daman Shabka, Somaliye Kunul, Minnesota, Garahan, Minneapolis, Waan, Kuji, Janila Hai, Waan, Ku, Gereb, Taganahan.
Okay, he sounds about as special as I would if I tried to speak in Somali, because I have no effing clue how to say it, what it means. My tongue does not work like that. I could make a whole joke here, but we're not gonna, because this is PG-ish. Okay, anyway, so this man, this Homeland Security, y'all, Homeland Security posted that video on X. This is what Homeland Security says. Calls enforcing the law, meaning the what President Trump has said, illegal immigrants have to be booted out, they need to be deported, go back where you came from, kind of thing. If you're here illegally, you have broken a law, and we take that seriously. Well, this new mayor, Mayor Dec.3rd, says that enforcing the law is not American, and then immediately starts babbling in a foreign language and fails to see the irony. Homeland Security posted those words, and I was like, high five, Homeland Security, because I love your sense of humor over there. But it is crazy to me that this man stood up there and said, you know what, F all the American citizens and literally anybody else who's here legally. Let me talk to these Somalis who have defrauded Minnesota taxpayers out of billions of dollars, and let them know in their own language that I'm gonna kiss their ass and screw everybody else in the state of Minnesota. Hello. Are you effing kidding me? So then, but wait, there's more, unfortunately, but I mean, it's like a whole ass circus over here in Minnesota. After that, okay, listen, after that you have, where is it? I have so many things here for y'all. After that, this is the Minneapolis police chief, and we've talked about him before, how he apologized to the Somalians for having to, reprimand them for, breaking all the effing laws. He apologized to them. Here he is today. Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara says that Somalians should call 911 if ICE shows up wearing masks to make arrests. He says police will immediately respond and intervene. Interfering with immigration enforcement is a crime. And you have the police chief on camera saying he is going to basically break the law to help the people who are breaking the fucking law. You cannot make this up. You could try, but it probably would not be nearly as batshit as this actual situation is. Listen to this man. Listen to this man. I'm going to tell you right now, women voted him in because he is a decent looking man. Women voted him in. Ladies, you dumbasses. Listen to this man. Listen to this man.
Folks that are masked, that they're not sure if they're law enforcement, that they may be kidnapping people. Like, we have had those reports. I want to be clear to the community. The community should know that if you see something like that is legitimate, that you don't know if someone is law enforcement, you should call 911. And you should provide as much information as possible, because let's not forget, we very recently had tragedy in this state by someone who was purporting to be law enforcement. So please, let's be clear. That's something everyone should report, and that we will immediately respond to, and we will document, whether it's somebody's not sure if there's a kidnapping happening, somebody's not sure if there's law enforcement present or not. And that's something else, that's additional policy requirements that we are implementing, that we will document and report these types of things anytime that we hear it, and reminding our officers of their duty to intervene. So if there is anything that is a violation of someone's human rights or civil rights, excessive force or anything like that, they absolutely have a duty to intervene.
Listen, he says the right words, right? He says the right words. But we know he is telling anybody that has ICE show up on their door to pretend like they don't think it's actually ICE, and to call the police so that the police can go out there and stop it, because the police will go out there and pretend also like they don't know that it's ICE and it's just some random ass kidnappers who are just happen to show up on the front steps. Listen, boo-boo. We are not as stupid as you want us to be. He is hoping that by saying it the way he says it, that it can kind of, skirt around what he's actually trying to tell these Somalian men and women to do. So you have that, okay? That is your police chief in Minneapolis, Brian O'Hara. This is what President Trump had to say. Now, probably should have started there, but I like to work my way up to the good stuff. So I want you to hear what our sitting president had to say in regards to Ilhan Omar in Minnesota. Now, I will warn you right now that if you think I have potty mouth, the president's about to,
potty mouth,
jump on my level here, which not everybody loves. They don't love the fact that our president speaks his mind and says what needs to be said in the way that, a grown-ass man talks. But I'm here for it. Now, if you will, the president of the United States. Are you ready? Oh, you're going to love it.
We could go one way or the other. And we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain. They complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing. They came from paradise, and they said, this isn't paradise. But when they come from hell, and they complain and do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it.
Listen, I 100% agree with every single word that came out of the president's mouth. My favorite part is go back where you came from and fix it. I mean, under Joe Biden and previous presidents, we've sent them enough effing money. They should have been able to fix their country by now. They've defrauded the people of Minnesota out of billions of dollars and sent it back to Somalia. They still haven't been able to fix it. Where is this money going? What is it doing? Is it just buying lavish homes for like a handful of terrorists there, or what's going on? Here's what's absolutely batshit. Ben Stiller. He's an actor. I accidentally watched one of his movies today. Forgive me. There's some movie of his out that I was trying to put some Christmas stuff in the background, like a new one, not Home Alone or Four Christmases or Santa Claus or Fred Claus or whatever. I just wanted something different, not the Grinch, right? As I was putting up the tree and stuff like that, which, side note, our tree is beautiful. I love it. I wanted a movie, so I put on this one with Ben Stiller called Nutcracker or Nutcracked. I don't remember exactly what it's called, something like that. And I put it on, and I hear him in the background, and I'm thinking to myself, Ben Stiller used to be really good back in the day. And then I jump on X here on my handy-dandy computer, and one of the very first things I see is a post from Ben Stiller. And this is what it says. I would like to read this to you. Let me get my Ben Stiller voice. I don't know how to talk like a man. That's not how he sounds anyway. It doesn't matter. He says, Somalis are not garbage. Immigrants and refugees from anywhere are people like you and me. They should not be demonized. This country is built on the backs of people who have come from other places. It's what our country is all about. And then puts a blue heart next to it. And if you don't believe me, let me show you right there. That's Ben Stiller right there in the reflection of my little mirror and random other stuff. But that is Ben Stiller right there. This country is built on the backs of people who have come from other places. Well, no shit, Sherlock. It's not like we all started here. We were all brought here some way, shape, or form on a boat. That's how we got here. However, once we were here, we started this whole legal process of how you can stay here. Your little people here that you're talking about, immigrants and refugees, are people like you and me. Cool. Some of them are. Some of them are. Some of them have gone the correct route and become legal citizens and are upstanding legal citizens of this country and do everything they can to make it great again, to take care of the cities they live in, the states they live in, the country in general. That's not what we're talking about here, honey, with these Somalians that have overtaken Minnesota and defrauded billions of dollars from people. What part of this is hard for you to understand, sweetheart? Like you have no problem memorizing a whole ass script and you can all this other, but you're not smart enough to understand exactly what is going on, and instead you jump on here. Somalis are not garbage. No, not all of them are. I'm sure there's a great many who are absolutely fabulous people. But you know what? They're either probably here legally or they're still back in Somalia. They're not the handful of 80,000 of them that are here that should not be here, that are doing nefarious things in Minnesota with taxpayer money. Okay, Ben Stiller. Anyway, so then, but wait, there's more, because there's always more. This is what Tim Walz had to say. Because of course we couldn't do all this without showing you good old Tampon Tim right there, okay? So, when asked about the fraud in Minnesota, this is what Tim Walz rattles off, all in about 3 minutes. We're not gonna play the whole thing. I'll give you like a little taster of it. He talks about Trump is targeting Minnesota, okay? He talks about Transportation Secretary is targeting Minnesota. He goes into this whole thing about COVID and George Floyd and then other governors from other states and then state legislature and then the demonizing of Somalians. And then he's like, Trump used a slur, and then, war crimes, and then he starts talking about the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, and then, zero responsibility was taken whatsoever by Tim Walz. Not surprising at all. But I want you guys just to hear just a smidge of what good old Tampon Tim had to say in regards to the fact that his state is a fraudulent shit show right now, and as the man in charge of the state, he now has to pretend he has no clue what's happening. Oh, just blind to all of it. Freaking Ray Charles over there. Whatever. Listen.
The President of the United States sets up and tweets 150 times after midnight and targets certain people. It's not a coincidence that they're targeting Minnesota. We certainly welcome those investigations. They've been done by all of you, and they've been done here. We certainly want to know that, but it's also the Transportation Secretary who has threatened to withhold our federal dollars.
Good.
Look, that's who they are.
Pause for me.
This is who they are. We welcome anybody who wants to help us. We're fixing it. And I said, Minnesotans know us and our team. We led us through COVID. We led us through George Floyd. We brought our economy to one of the best.
Listen. I can't even. We led us through COVID and we led us through George Floyd. Motherfucker, do you not remember that you had like your little National Guard people roaming the streets of Minnesota and yelling at people that they could not be on their porches once the lights went down? Because the lights, because COVID comes out at night? What is this, fucking Michael Jackson's Thriller? No. Then, the George Floyd thing. Do you remember your city burning? Like literally just things being set on fire, the looting, the rioting, all of that stuff? No? That has escaped your memory? Tampon Timmy? This man, I'm not gonna make you listen to any more of him. Number one, that Ozempic is working very well for him. Number two, I'm glad we have not had to look at Gwen Walls with her flip the page, or whatever dumb shit she said at the DNC. Okay, so, but wait, this is my favorite phrase, I swear, there's more. Here's what we got. I want to read this to you because this is by a guy named Bile Holt, and I do this all the time, and I cannot remember if he's Patti LaBelle's nephew or Diana Ross's nephew or Aretha Franklin's nephew. There's a black woman with a voice in his family, and I cannot remember who it is. But he said, let me get this straight. Minnesota launched programs to feed hungry kids during COVID, okay? Somali crooks created fake nonprofits, claimed to serve millions of meals that never existed, and stole over $1 billion taxpayer dollars, okay? They converted the stolen funds into bulk cash and hand-delivered transfer scrutiny, Some of it reportedly went to al-Shabaab terrorists, which we have talked about previously here. Ilhan Omar and Tim Walz were warned 4 years ago and did nothing. Not a damn thing was done, okay? And now the Treasury and Congress are only floating possible criminal referrals, which is crazy. And then he says, why do we keep finding criminals and criminal behavior in our government but never prosecute any of it? Sir, very good question. Pam Bondi, what you doing, honey? What you doing? You're dropping the ball here a little bit. Doge exposed billions more in waste, still zero arrests. And then this guy, he says, I'm done watching Democrats rob us blind and walk free. Well, technically, I'm done too, and yet every day we keep watching it happen. Right now, like I said, you got Tampon Tim up here taking no responsibility for what's going on in Minnesota. We have the president, saying, send these people back. Now they're saying the ICE agents are going to go in and do their job, and somebody else, Homeland Security. And at the same time, you have the police chief and you have the mayor basically telling people they do not have to follow any laws that, if ICE shows up or Homeland Security shows up, that they should call the police and the police will intervene for them and stop them. I don't know what kind of third world Minnesota is trying to be, but they're getting very close to really, making it happen, I guess is the right words here. So Sean Duffy, Secretary Sean Duffy, he's the transportation secretary, took over for Pete Booty Juice, whatever his name is. They find that 1/3 of Minnesota's non-domiciled commercial driver's licenses were issued illegally, and warns Tim Walz, revoke illegally issued licenses or face losing over $30 million in highway funding. So when Tim Walz was just talking about, federal funding being taken away, this is one of those things. Why should the federal government give you money, which is my taxpayer dollars and your taxpayer dollars, to go to Minnesota when Minnesota can't get its head out its own ass and spend its own money correctly without it being stolen by the people that they are allowing into their state lines illegally? Hello. It is not fair to the people of Minnesota. Whether you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, at this point does not matter. You're all getting fucked by your governor. So there's that. Then, on top of everything, Laura Loomer, who I'm, on the fence about a lot of the times, because as much as she claims to really love President Trump, I feel like a lot of the stuff she does is designed to divide the crap out of MAGA and Republicans and just the nation in general. But she did post something that I think is very interesting and worth listening to, because she gets up, this is her post. She said, jihadi Congresswoman Ilhan Omar became belligerent, saying, "I'll be around longer than Trump. Trump is deranged and I'm not going anywhere," after Laura Loomer asked her today if President Trump was right when he said she married her brother, which we've all seen the papers. I've shown you the documents. Other people have shown you the documents. But this is exactly what Laura Loomer was talking about. Here's Ilhan Omar covered up, all jihadi. Listen.
Congresswoman, do you agree with President Trump's assumption that you married your brother to get citizenship?
Wait.
Have you begun packing your bags for Somalia yet, Congresswoman Omar?
I'm not going anywhere.
So you're not?
No, don't waste your energy on me.
Do you have a message for President
I
Trump?
will be here probably longer than Trump.
Wait, do you have a message for President
I'm
Trump?
like a quarter of his age.
Do you have anything else you'd like to say to
He's an
him?
old man losing his mind. I don't know why he's obsessed with me.
Interesting. Well, thank you.
Old man losing his mind. I don't know why he's obsessed with me. Well, ma'am, if you weren't marrying your brother to get him some citizenship and you weren't doing nefarious, illegal, underhanded, dirty, disgusting things in the state of Minnesota, President Trump would not give two shits about you. But unfortunately, you've made it onto his radar and the radar of everybody else here in the United States of America and across the oceans and other countries because of exactly who you are and what you are doing to the state that you're supposed to love and the country you're supposed to love. Although you've said numerous times the only reason why you're here in the United States of America is to find ways to make it better for Somalians. I don't know, maybe by sending them money that does not belong to you or them. Okay, so there's that. Oh, y'all, it is just mind-boggling that this is where we are. Again, it's not like Governor Tim Walz doesn't know what's happening. It's not like the police chief, Brian O'Hare, doesn't know what's happening. It's not like the mayor, whatever the crap his name was, I've already forgotten it, doesn't know what's happening. They do. But all of these men, we're going to air quote their shit out of men on this one, all of these men are choosing to take zero responsibility for anything. They are choosing to continue to put the citizens, the legal citizens of Minnesota in jeopardy on a daily basis by allowing this stuff to happen, by turning a blind eye to it. Why? Are they being threatened by Al-Shabaab? Are they being threatened by the Somalians? What is going on? Or is it more about pocket money and they don't want to lose it? So then you have, I don't know if this is real or not, so I'm just going to bring it to you. I'm going to show it to you, but if this is real, this is a huge thing. So this is the Attorney General from Minnesota, Keith Ellison. It says here he was caught on tape pledging to help Somali fraudsters in exchange for campaign donations. Nothing surprises me anymore when it comes to what is happening in Minnesota. Like, it's been going on so long that now when you hear something new, you're like, oh, something else, instead of, oh, I'm shocked, I can't believe it. No, I believe every single bit of it because it's what they do, unfortunately. And I feel awful for the people who live in Minnesota and don't have the ability to leave or love the state, but hate the people representing it, which is understandable. There's just so much going on that is absolutely batshit. It makes absolutely no sense that this is where we are. So this is, let me see if there's one more here. Secretary Sean Duffy said it just keeps getting worse for Governor Tim Walz. Just one day after 400 brave employees from Minnesota DHS exposed massive fraud, the U.S. DOT has discovered that 1/3 of non-domiciled CDLs were issued illegally in the state. And he says, Minnesota, you're on notice. You have 30 days to fix this or lose $30 million in federal funding. So I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but there's a X account called Minnesota DHS, which is Minnesota Department of Health Services here, right? And they have been calling out Tim Walz and numerous other places for the longest time. And they actually got their account suspended. I'm pretty sure this is the right one. They got the account suspended on X for some unknown reason. Is this the right one? I might have the wrong one here, because there are numerous accounts with them. Maybe it's not that one. There was another one that had to do with the Department of Human Services, and they got their account suspended because they were calling out everything that's underhanded and shady that is going on in Minnesota right now. And I think it's absolutely amazing that people who work in some sort of government capacity there are trying to do the right thing. I'm going to assume they're all Republicans that are trying to do the right thing, because clearly Democrats could give a shit or not give a shit about doing the right thing. But anyway, that's absolutely crazy. And I think that's all I've got for right now. There's a lot more going on, but we're going to stop there with that on Minnesota. But I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Like, how do you, as a governor, allow these things to happen to your citizens of your state? How do you turn a blind eye well, not even turn a blind eye? How do you stand up there and tell your legal citizens that they are not nearly as important to you or the state as the Somali refugees that are there illegally, that are defrauding the shit out of your state? Like, there's no way that man is getting through any pearly gates when everything is said and done. No way at all. Anyway, that's what I've got for you for now. Anything new comes out, we'll definitely be talking about it, because juicy. This stuff is juicy.
Talk to you for a couple minutes again?
Yeah?
Okay. Do you want to talk inside or do you want to talk right here?
What's going on?
Do you have any idea why I'd be here talking to you?
No.
Okay. Here, I'll just look for it just so you have some privacy here.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Kids on the couch.
do you know anything about these notes? To the left on the door of your neighbor.
No. Fuck.
So those were left there within the last hour, along with another item stolen from her doorway. Okay? So that's why I'm here. Obviously, it's got your name on it and everything like that. So,
Of course it does. You know how long she's been harassing me.
so this is if this is going on with her, and this is, and here's the thing that the video is going to show me. I'm going to have Amanda come out and look at the video. And if it's you, then I'm just going to be honest with you. As far as the stealing of red decorations, you're going to face theft charges. Okay. I'm not trying to
decoration?
Huh?
What decoration?
There's a heart-shaped decoration that was stolen from her door today, just now, within the last hour. Okay, or within the last like three hours here. So it's not there. It was there when she got home. She just bought it from the store. Okay, and I get her concerned with
She
it.
just bought that from the store. I've known her since she moved in here like 3 years ago. She's had that decoration.
Okay, well this one she said it got put up Sunday after the previous one was stolen. Because there was some stolen the other day when we were here. Do you remember that?
I remember people coming to my door and accusing me.
Yeah, we were here. I was here with the other officer. We weren't accusing you of anything besides just yelling and causing a scene.
Well, not only that, but I reported to my property manager like a week and a half before, and she said that I did what I did. Shit was taken off my door.
Okay.
Shit was taken off a door in the other hallway. 2 doors in the other hallway. We have had a bit of vandalism of fucking decorations
But
in this fucking building.
I'm sure you can understand why you would be a suspect in that.
Oh, of course, because
you
she's
guys
the
don't have a
one.
good
She
relationship.
is the one that did the whole DCFS thing on me.
I know. So these are here. Do you mind if I look at that little pen you got over there?
The what?
You have a little pen over there. It looks like it's like a multicolored pen.
I don't care.
Is that okay?
Is that going to be my demise? A multicolored pen?
Well, I mean, the purple one selected.
Okay.
Isn't that writing in purple?
Really?
I mean, look at this.
Okay. And do you want to go through the entire apartment building and see who has pens that write in different colors?
just saying
I'm not the only person that has a pen that writes in
You're
different
the
colors.
so you're the prime person here. That
Of course I am. She's been harassing me since last week.
But you have this literally laying on the counter. The purple one selected.
That's my pen. My kid gave me that.
Okay.
Like, literally.
All I'm trying to tell you is I'm trying to save you. I'm trying to give you the fact that, hey, I'm going to look at the video. It's going to tell me yes or no. I give people the option to tell me.
You can look at the video.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to look at the
So
video.
when my door got vandalized like 2 weeks ago, and I asked the property manager, and she said that we can't do anything about it. Now all of a sudden everybody can do something about it.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Here's another thing.
What?
Let me show you something. How about that?
Oh, my thing that fucking really?
That's 100% from that notepad. What are you talking about? How can you sit here with a straight face deny that? How can you sit with a straight face and deny that?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. You are doing this.
The girl that has harassed me for the last week.
You are harassing your neighbor. This is harassment.
I'm not.
How is this not harassment?
How is what she not did to me last week harassment?
What's she called, DCFS?
Yes.
Okay, that's
harassment because the DCFS report was unfounded.
Okay, I understand that you're upset. I would be upset too because I'm a parent, and if somebody called DCFS, I would be upset.
Whatever she had directing on her fucking door.
I get that.
I just put the fucking notes.
I get that.
I'm done. I'm tired. I'm so tired of being harassed.
You just put the notes. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to look at that video. If you're on video with that heart, taking that heart, you're going to get arrested. I'm trying to save you the
How?
I'm trying to save you by you just telling me right now, okay? Be honest here. You're here in front of your
How am I going to get arrested?
It's theft. You can't.
It's not. You want to know how it's not?
I'll explain it. Yeah, please.
Oh, yeah. I will explain that because a week ago, when she tore shit off my door and she vandalized my door when I called housing and I reported it to housing, you know what housing told me? There's nothing we do about it.
Did you buy it? Did you buy
Yes!
No, I'm sorry. Did you buy the heart decoration that was on her door?
I bought the decorations that were on my door.
I know, but the ones that are on her door, did you buy them? No. So that means it's her property.
I didn't
so you
touch
can't.
her decoration.
You're telling me you're not going to be on camera taking that? Are you kidding me? You're telling me that you left these notes, but you're not the one. So somebody else.
I left those notes. She has been harassing me since last Monday.
You cannot go around leaving stuff on people's doors.
I'm sorry. But she has been harassing me since last week. You know what she did last Monday? Me and my daughter had a bad morning, and I was yelling, and she was crying.
I'm familiar with it because I read the notes.
She reported it.
Okay, and I get it. Where you're yelling at your kid and stuff because you're upset. I get that way too. I get that way. Okay, so that's good. That means it's over.
It's not over because because on Friday I didn't do anything to her.
Okay.
Last Saturday.
But I was here. You were yelling at her. I saw the video. You were yelling through your door at her. You were doing more stuff, more garbage like this. How old are you?
How was I yelling into my door at her? If I'm standing at my door and songing something about that do you guys not understand and realize that's why she is so fucking mad?
I watched the video of you screaming and yelling specifically saying her name.
Yeah.
Okay, calling her a junkie, which is exactly what
she is.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. If
she wants to sit here and she calls people on me and stuff like that, and she is not sober, that's not fair. How do you do that to me?
Okay.
I am a
gonna
great
ask-
mom. I treat my kid good.
I want to ask you an honest question, and I want an honest answer here. Where's the heart decoration right now? Where is it?
What hurt?
The one you stole from her door.
I didn't.
Do you want to talk to her and just figure out what?
What? I've been down at Candy's.
Okay, who's Candy?
My friend, she lives in 1C.
She lives in
On the
1C.
first floor.
But you wrote these, though. That's why you're at 1C, because your friend lives down there. Do you mind if I look at them real quick?
Okay.
Is it okay? Do me a favor.
No,
Turn around.
please, just do me a favor.
Call Candy right now. Call Candy
Can
right
I
now.
call my mom to come get my kid?
Yep. You do that right now. You're under arrest. Call right now. You're under arrest for theft.
Hey, my phone. Mommy's phone. Give me mommy's phone. What? Give me my phone.
You're not on any kind of pretrial release or anything, are you?
No.
Okay.
No. No. I've just been dealing with harassment from her.
Hey,
And
listen,
I
and this is exactly what
I
I'm telling
just
you right
wanted
now.
to fucking get even, man. I don't want to lose my kid, and I
You're not
don't want to
gonna-
go
okay,
to
listen,
jail.
listen.
I am.
Listen,
I
you're not
am
gonna lose-
because
you're not
I
gonna
am
lose- Hold on.
with
Listen, stop
DCFS
talking.
because of
Stop
her.
talking. Stop talking right now. Your kid's right here in the room. Call her. We'll talk when it's just me and you. Okay? Call right now. Call right now. You're not. Listen. So here's the deal. You're gonna go. You're gonna go with me. You're gonna get charged with theft, and you're gonna get brought back here.
Don't
To your
go
kid.
to jail.
Okay?
I'm
You're not
gonna
going
lose
to. You are not
custody
going
of
to. You're
her.
not going to
Yes,
go to jail
I
today.
am. Because how are you gonna do anything with me if you don't take me to the
No,
police
I mean, you
station?
have to go to a police station, but that's not jail. You're not going to spend a night in jail, okay? You're going to go with me for a short time. You're going to walk out of there with a ticket and a court date. Unless you make this worse than it is right now.
So tired of her.
You can't steal her stuff, and you can't write her
She
threatening
can't
notes.
steal mine.
She, you know
She
what?
did
Okay.
like 3 nights ago.
Okay,
She
I
told
see
the cops
what
on
you're
me and said I've vandalized her
Call her
door.
right now. Call her right now. I'm done having this conversation with you. You're going to call her right now.
Yeah, because you don't want to know about it. Don't care. Don't care what happened beforehand. You just care what happened now.
Call her.
Right. Yeah. Thank you for confirming. I've been harassed, but
Hey, you need to turn these things off. These are still
yeah,
warm.
yeah, because I was cooking fucking dinner, but I'm being harassed, so it's alright. I got it.
I'm just making sure I don't want your apartment to burn down.
Okay. You need me a favor. You guys come out here. Because I need somebody to come get Matilda. Because my neighbor is being fucking arrested. No, I'm not. Nope, I'm not. It's just Becca. Oh, can you just come get my collar? Yeah. Yeah.
Hello. Good. Not too bad. How are you? This is Officer Colgin with the Outer Police Department. Colgin? Yep. Okay. Well, so if Armanda, are you okay with me telling her what's going on?
She already knows most of it.
You're
She's
an-
known that
Hey,
she's
listen,
been harassing
listen,
me
you're
for
an-
fucking weeks
You're an
now.
adult. You're an adult. Are you okay with me telling her what's going on?
Yeah, tell her. She's
gonna
been
placed under
harassing
arrest
me
for
for
theft.
weeks now.
So she'll be going down to the theft. Yeah, and she stole something from her neighbor's door.
Oh,
Decoration. It was worth only $8, but she's also leaving harassing, threatening notes for her. So she's gonna be taken down to the PD. She'll be processed.
Really?
And then she'll be.
How
brought
about
back
what she
here.
did to me a couple
So-
weeks ago, but you guys didn't do shit about it.
Is that from Ottawa or is that from somewhere else?
It's from here. It's always from here.
Okay, sounds good. Alrighty, thank
Kidding
you.
me.
Bye.
I smoke.
if you're allowed to in your apartment, I don't. It's not against the law to smoke.
Okay. I don't know what started this.
What's that? The DCFS thing, right?
Last Monday. And I didn't even, that was closed. It was closed. I don't have anything to fucking do with it. And
But
now,
here's the thing, though, Amanda. You need to learn from this, and you need to not do this stuff anymore. How old are you right now? How old are you?
are you kidding me? Before I left those notes, you know what she did a couple days ago that I can't prove?
What's that?
That little thing on my door right there that had legs and a hand doesn't anymore.
Okay. Okay.
I have complained.
I know you had the same complaint.
Now,
You had the same complaint when we were here on Saturday. The fact of the matter is, you again went back. Even though, and I'm going to be honest with you.
I know it's her fucking with me.
You cannot go leaving notes on people's doors.
Why? She did to me, and you guys just let it go. You guys just
Did you call
let
us?
it go.
Did you call us and tell us she left a note on your door?
Huh?
Did you call and tell us that she left a note on your door?
Yes.
Really? When? Who did you speak to?
But a couple weeks ago, when my decorations first started going missing, when I complained to housing told me they couldn't do anything about it. I called OPD and I asked them if they would fucking look into it.
Hey, listen. If you called somebody, you spoke with an officer about that, then you can follow up with that specific officer.
It's not fucking fair. She can't harass me like this, man. She can't. She
Here's the
has
thing.
been.
Again, you cannot steal somebody else's property.
It's not.
That is this. Hold on. This is theft.
Wow. She can do it to me, but I can't do it to her.
This belongs to her. You took it within the last hour.
Wow.
And I even gave you.
That was on my door. She took
I
that belonged to me.
I even gave you a chance to be honest with me.
I have video proof.
Okay. I even gave you a chance to be honest with me. And we're going to see on camera taking it on Saturday too. I'm sure of it.
No,
I'm
you
positive.
won't.
Okay. Just like this time, right?
Oh, really? So that's so something that my property manager told me when I complained to her about things missing off my door, and the apartment next to me and the apartment down from me. But nobody can do anything about it. Nobody's allowed to do anything about it. It's not against violation of housing policy, nothing like that. So I couldn't do anything about it. But when I fucking tried, now I'm getting in fucking trouble?
You can't steal somebody. Yes, you're getting in trouble for stealing somebody else's property. That's called theft in the state of Illinois. You can't do it.
She did it to me first.
Okay. Well, we're going to wait for her ride to or somebody to come here and sit with her, and then we're going to go to the police department. You're going to be charged with that.
How did she do this to me first and I just fucking charged her?
You got caught.
I'm going thing for like 3 fucking days.
Hey, stop cussing in
And
front of
it's
your
been
kid.
an ongoing thing for 3 days.
I know. I was here on Saturday. I'm well aware. I'm well aware of this.
Yeah, you're the one that treated me like shit and told me that you didn't believe what I was fucking saying.
And
right.
this only confirms it. Because you know what? When I came here, you denied the notes and I proved to you that you wrote them. You denied taking it. This is in your garbage. What do you expect? Do you expect me to believe you? People lie to me all day. You think this is my first day?
I'm gonna tell you what she did a couple days ago when she called you and said that I fucked that shit up on her door. I didn't.
10-4.
She
Amanda's
did,
in
and she blamed
We're just
me.
waiting on someone to take care of her child.
Really?
Yeah. Just let my dispatcher know what's going on.
You're not listening to me. You don't care to. Wow. Junkie gets me sent to fucking jail. Nice. believe me.
If you're free to stand by with her daughter just until the grandpa
Nobody
gets here.
is free to stand by besides my mother, who's taking my daughter.
A police officer. A police officer will stand by with the kid because you're placed under arrest.
I don't care. My mom's going to take her home.
Is she going to take her home or is she going to stay here?
She's going to take her home.
Okay.
Where she lives in Marseilles. If you want that information, you want to be an asshole. Treat me like shit.
They said, so it's your dad that's coming? What's your dad's name?
My mom.
She said that your dad is leaving.
Mom.
What's your dad's name?
Daniel.
Daniel Rogers?
Social, you want everything to know about him?
Do you know his birthday? No, I just, before, when the other officer gets here, the other
All
officer...
you're going to do is change.
Hey, listen, you are.
Any type of fucking officer gets you. You're not going to treat me with respect. Stop talking to
Listen,
me.
I'm treating you with as much respect as I can right now. You are, it's not even a suspect. You are the one that did the crime.
And she did the crime the other time, but I can't prove it, so I get fucking blamed with it. You'd think by now I could realize somebody has a vendetta against me.
Okay. We'll be done with this conversation until...
Because you don't fucking believe me.
I don't. No, you're right.
Of course
You're
you don't.
100%
Get the
correct.
fuck out of my apartment.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
You leave me alone. Of course you don't.
I have no reason
You
to.
hear one manipulative story,
I have absolutely no
some
reason to.
crocodile tears, and then you believe everything you're told. I didn't do anything to her.
Yeah, you stole her property. You stole her property and you left...
So did she. So did she, but I was not fortunate enough to get it on camera like she fucking did.
This didn't even need to be on camera. It's in your garbage can.
No, it's fucking not, because the property manager does not check the camera.
Okay.
She doesn't.
Well, she's going to check and she's going to probably
No,
see you.
she's not.
She's probably going to see you on
No,
Saturday. stealing it
she's
too.
not. She's not. Do you know I've had my door vandalized 6 times in the last month and a half, and you know what the property manager did for it? Not a fucking thing. Because we're not supposed to hang decorations out in the hallway. We're not supposed to decorate our doors.
Okay.
I had stuff missing.
Hello?
Right. Yeah, we did that. Apparently nobody.
Nobody in the hall.
Nobody harassed by her. So she made the DCFS report. I mean, and
You know what I would
fucking
suggest
prove
as an actual way to... I know she of course.
I can prove it.
That she made the DCFS report.
She's been harassing me ever since then. How do you make a DCFS report on Monday and then Friday I have a sheriff and a fucking officer at my door?
For the 7th congressional district for the state of Tennessee has won his election. The question is, how did he perform? Also, the Minneapolis mayor humiliated himself today after attacking the president. We're going to get to these stories and more in this video. But before we do, leave a comment below, like this video, share this video, and subscribe to our channel.
We do have breaking news this evening as CNN can now project that the Republican Matt Van Epps has won the special election in Tennessee's 7th congressional district. That is staving off an attempt at a stunning political upset by Democrats from the candidate in this race, Afton Fain, you just heard from here. It's a district that, of course, used to be considered a conservative stronghold. And when I say used to be, I mean last year, because President Trump won this district by more than 22 points in the presidential election. The president has already weighed in tonight, congratulating Van Epps here and calling this, quote, a big win in all caps. My best political sources are here with me now. And David Chalian, the president is calling it a big win. Obviously, they are happy just that a Republican has won this race. But the question is really what this margin is going to look like. And as we're reading the tea leaves into what this could mean.
Yeah, sometimes in politics, what is happening is clear and in front of you. And that is what's been happening this whole year in special elections in New Jersey and Virginia in November, in lots of other places across the country, lower down on the ballot, and now here in the special election. And that is that Democrats are significantly overperforming what Kamala Harris did last year versus Donald Trump.
Okay, now let me give you the full picture here, okay? This is a special election. Low propensity voters do not turn out for Republican candidates. That's what history has shown us. This is a red area. So the question still remains, because we don't have all the data yet. How did he perform? How did she perform by county? Okay. We want to see 99% reporting before we come to the conclusions. But already you're starting to see what the talking point will be tomorrow, which is that Democrats got to win here. And this is a signal that midterms is going to be a bloodbath. There's no indication of that as of yet. I think judgment time still, again, is when tax season rolls around and people get the money, how will they be feeling about the economy and how will the messaging be from the Republican Party?
First of all, there's lessons to be learned from everything. When you win, there's lessons. When you lose, there's lessons. And so I'm sure they'll look and see who turned out and what messages were effective and which ones weren't. And that'll be something the party can move going forward. It's an off-year special election. The turnout matrix is far different than a presidential, and it'll be different than what comes out in November. So you can take nothing for granted, of course, and Republicans do have historical headwinds. I still think they are in position to make an argument that their economic theories are better than the Democrats' theories. And Democrats, after all, took prices to the moon, and now they want to forget the last 4 years and pretend like this just started 10 months ago. I think most voters know that's patently ridiculous. I do have a slight disagreement with David. I do think we'll hear from her again. I think she'll run again, and I think she and her brand of politics are the median Democrat. This is the basic Democrat you're going to get in most races around the country. This person running on defund the police, radical progressive positions, whether you're in Nashville or Manhattan or Florida or California, wherever you happen to be, this is what the Democratic base wants. The most cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs person they can find. And they're going to look at these results and say, hey, this is how we got so close. So let's replicate it around the country. I think we'll hear from her and her kind for the next year. I don't think it'll be good for Democrats.
Yeah, there just isn't enough data, in my opinion, to contradict what Scott Jennings just said. I'm of the same opinion. Again, next year will be judgment time. If the economy approves, if people have more money in their bank account because of tax season and these Trump accounts, and they start to see some of the results rolling in from the one big beautiful bill, then, all of this is really premature for Democrats to be celebrating, so to speak. But it is a troubling admission here that where the direction of the Democrat Party is going is frightening, especially if they get back into power. Now, that's Scott Jennings' perspective, but let me show you what Tim Burchard had to say. Take a look.
If Matt Van Epps, a qualified candidate, a district that Trump won by over 15 points, can't carry this thing, we're in trouble. Republicans are asleep at the switch. We pay attention to presidents because President Trump is a great president. We should be paying attention to him. But when it gets down to the other races, we forget about it. We forget Congress, we forget the U.S. Senate, we forget our school boards, our mayors, and then we scratch our heads and wonder, why are our taxes so high? Why are these crazy policies? It's because our own homegrown Marxists are sticking it to us, and we don't have the guts or the gumption to get out of bed and go vote. 45% of evangelical Christians, and I consider myself in that crowd, 30% of the gun owners are not even going to go to the polls. This is what happens when 12% of the population votes. This is what we get. Matt Van Epps should not even be a race. This lady is a Marxist, and she's not even a friendly Marxist like AOC.
Yeah. So I think the bottom line is tomorrow we're going to know more about the margins, and we'll have something to say about that. That's number one. Number two, we see the direction of the Democrat Party. It's frightening. Number three, this is why as a Republican voter, if you're like me, you voted for President Trump, be very careful about what you're saying and what you're doing, because if you decide to sit out next year, during the midterm election, and Republicans lose, which is what history shows us might just happen, Democrats are going to try to impeach the president. And if it gets even worse than that, and they win the presidential election in 2028, they'll be locking up people, and it's going to be really frightening. And that's not an exaggeration, guys. All right, so now let's go to our next story regarding the Somalia community. The Trump administration has executed an immigration raid in Minneapolis. This has caused officials to come out in full force against the administration. So we're going to get into this and, of course, the fraud Let's start with this.
Leaders in the Twin Cities say an operation by the Trump administration to target reportedly undocumented Somali immigrants appears to be well underway. A local immigration attorney in the Somali community tells our Fox affiliate that he is hearing from clients that an immigration enforcement operation started over the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz says he expects an increased presence of immigration officers in the area.
Now, let's read the room. We know exactly what is happening here. They are applying pressure. In some form, they are intimidating people who are here illegally from Somalia. They are going in and trying to root out the corruption because we know Tim Walz isn't going to do it. I mean, that's just obvious at this point, given the results. So what does this look like? Well, the plan calls for the deployment of so-called strike teams, which are made up of ICE officers, agents, and other federal officials. Roughly 100 officers and agents from around the country have been brought in for the operation, according to an official. And this takes us to what Trisha McLaughlin had to say. What makes someone a target of ICE is not their race or ethnicity, but the fact that they are in the country illegally. I don't understand how many times we have to explain that, okay? But again, Democrats don't believe in that type of thinking. So this takes us to what one of the officials had to say, particularly the Minneapolis police chief. Here's what he said.
Folks that are masked, that they're not sure if they're law enforcement, that they may be kidnapping people. Like, we have had those reports. I want to be clear to the community. The community should know that if you see something like that, that is legitimate, that you don't know if someone is law enforcement, you should call 911. And you should provide as much information as possible, because let's not forget, we very recently had tragedy in this state by someone who was purporting to be law enforcement. So please, let's be clear. That's something everyone should report, and that we will immediately respond to, and we will document, whether it's somebody's not sure if there's a kidnapping happening, somebody's not sure if that there's law enforcement present or not. And that's something else, that's additional policy requirements that we are implementing, that we will document and report these types of things anytime that we hear it, and reminding our officers of their duty to intervene. So if there is anything that is, a violation of someone's human rights or civil rights, excessive force or anything like that, they absolutely have a duty to intervene as police officers.
Now, we're going to get to the mayor here shortly, because he made a statement that is just utterly ridiculous. But I will just say this quickly. The bottom line is this: the Somalia community, especially if you're in the country illegally, you absolutely deserve to be deported. People who are committing fraud in the state of Minnesota, they absolutely should be prosecuted. Does that mean every Somalian member of this community or that lives in that state is guilty of something? No. But there's no question that the powers that be, the people who represent that community, they've done a terrible job representing that community. It is a privilege to be in this country. The last thing you need are people who represent where you came from committing fraud. So don't get mad at the president. You should be mad at your own community. Now let's go to what the mayor had to say. Take a look.
Good afternoon. My name is Jacob Fry. I'm the mayor of Minneapolis, and we are here to respond to a number of credible reports from several media outlets relaying that there are as many as 100 federal agents that will be deployed to the Twin Cities with a specific focus on targeting our Somali community. To our Somali community, we love you and we stand with you. That commitment is rock solid. Minneapolis is proud to be home to the largest Somali community in the entire country. They've been here for decades in many instances. They're entrepreneurs and fathers. They benefit both the culture and the economic resilience of our city. Targeting Somali people means that due process will be violated. Mistakes will be made. And let's be clear, it means that American citizens will be detained for no other reason than the fact that they look like they are Somali.
Okay, so clearly they always want to forget about what the law truly is as far as due process is concerned. If you cross that border illegally, you had your due process. And when you are caught, they're going to deport you. But to a mayor like Jacob Frey, who's just as delusional as Karen Bass, they don't believe in any of that stuff. They look at illegal aliens as if they are American citizens. They don't care about their status. Empathy by suicide is what they say? Yeah, I would say empathy by corruption, because that's what it leads to. A corruption of our justice system, a corruption of the economy, the corruption of social norms. That's exactly what's taking place when we allow 20 million people to cross the border illegally. It just doesn't work. in some way. So anyways, he's going to continue to make excuses. So let me go to this next clip where if you want a summary of who Jacob Frey is and how he looks at the Somalian community, watch this.
That's not American. That's not what we are about. And we're going to do right by every single person in our cities. And so to our Somali community, Daman Shabka, Somaliyed Kunul, Minnesota, Garahan, Minneapolis, Waan, Ku Janilahai, Waan, Ku Gereb, Taganahan.
Now, this takes us to what Homeland Security had to say on X. Calls enforcing the law, quote, non-American, immediately starts babbling in a foreign language, fails to see the irony. That's a very good point. I mean, I don't know where he was going with that. But again, this is what they do. They look at citizens, they look at people from other countries, they just look at human beings as victims that need saving. The problem is politicians will never be able to save their constituents. It doesn't work that way. The only person who's going to be able to save them is first themselves, and then your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I don't care if you're religion or not. That's just the bottom line to it, the way that I see this world, okay? That's the only two scenarios where you're getting saved. So again, this is why everything they do is already inherently flawed, okay? Instead of enabling better productive behavior that is in accordance with law and order, they enable behavior that ends up breaking the laws, okay? Now, let's go to what Chris Unome had to say in the cabinet meeting earlier today about Minnesota as a whole, because we know they're up to their ears when it comes to fraud. Take a listen.
You know, you told me to look into Minnesota and their fraud on visas and their programs. 50% of them are fraudulent, which means that wacko Governor Walz either is an idiot or he did it on purpose. And I think he's both, sir. He brought people in there illegally that never should have been in this country, said they were somebody that they're not. They said they were married to somebody who was their brother or somebody else. Fraudulent visa applications, signed up for government programs, took hundreds of billions of dollars from the taxpayers, and we're going to remove them and we're going to get our money back. And we're going to, this next year, make sure that we only put people in leadership positions in this country that love this country and have its back. So thank you for letting us get up every day and have a purpose.
Okay, well, here's the opposing view to it all. Members of the Somalia community will be unfairly targeted, okay? They will be punished because a few of their members committed some egregious acts, okay? That's really where it's going if you guys haven't caught on by now. But here's the deal. If that is indeed true, and we take everything they say at face value, then it begs the question, why aren't you policing your own community? Why aren't you holding your own Somalia members accountable? It's the same thing when it comes to the black community. We cry about the system, Black Lives Matter comes around, and then what happens? The people who run it commit fraud. How does that work exactly? You can't have it both ways. All right, you can't be asking for justice with dirty hands. You know, that's the interesting part about it. So maybe this might be a lesson for all communities who are privileged to come to this country. Police up your community. Don't become the face of corruption and fraud, especially at the levels we're seeing in the state of Minnesota. But not all Republicans believe that. Take a look.
What was your response when you heard that?
Well, you know, this is kind of just part of the nativism that we're just kind of getting used to, that, you know, blaming immigrants for all of our problems. I mean, all of us, our families came from someplace else at one point or another. I'm sure they were all demonized, but not like this by the leader of the country. So it's really tragic that we are scapegoating a lot of people who come to this country to find a better life. I know that was the case in my family.
Well, what do you guys think? Do you agree with him that a lot of our problems in this country is not because of illegal aliens? Now, I would actually disagree with him as far as the economy is concerned, as far as housing is concerned, as far as crime is concerned, as far as local city budgets are concerned. There's plenty of proof to show that illegal immigration has hurt this country in ways we haven't seen before. Now, to demonize illegal aliens is another thing, okay? I don't sit up here every single day demonizing anybody. I'm talking about what the law says. I'm sure these people are nice, hard workers. We would love for some of these people to be in our country. But if you break the law entering the country, are we supposed to reward you? I'm not understanding that exactly, especially when people did it the right way. It's an easy concept to just accept, but they don't want to do it, and I still cannot figure out why that is. So we go to what the president had to say as well. Take a look.
Somalians ripped off that state for billions of dollars, billions, every year. billions of dollars, and they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you, okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. I could say that about other countries, too. I can say it about other countries, too. We don't want them to hell. We have to rebuild our country. You know, our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point. I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other, and we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain. They complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing. You know, they came from paradise, and they said, this isn't paradise. But when they come from hell, and they complain, and do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it.
So overall, I think the president has the right to criticize the Somalia community, just like all of us do. It's called free speech and an opinion. And I think it's incumbent upon the Somalia community to improve their image. Don't get caught up in this massive fraud. Okay, you're stealing from children. You're, cashing in on fake or false autism claims. I mean, that's some serious stuff going on over there. That's craziness. And I would apply the same standard to all the other communities out there. I think it's a fair standard to have. Being in America is a privilege, and I think we should treat it with a high standard. And speaking of high standards, let's go to our next update. This is what the Department of Transportation is doing moving forward. As you know, these driver's licenses were being issued to illegals. Sometimes they didn't even pass the test. They don't speak English. So now the Department of Transportation is targeting the schools as far as the certifications are required and getting them back into compliance. Listen to this.
Thousands of truck driving schools could be on the brink of shutting down. The Department of Transportation is tightening its rules on how new truck drivers are trained after growing concerns about highway safety and who is allowed behind the wheels of big rigs. The focus on the schools themselves now, their lesson plans, their instructors, and also how much time students actually spend driving the trucks before they get out there on the road. News Nation's Marcus Espinoza is in New York City with the latest on this. Marcus.
Hey, Marnie, good morning. Yeah, some troubling findings here in this federal review of these truck driving schools across the country. There are indeed thousands of them, and this federal review found that some 44%, nearly half of them, do not meet the standards required in order to get these drivers out there safely. That these CDL schools are basically cutting corners and just trying to get folks out on the road as quickly as possible. Now, again, of the more than 15,000 drivers that are out there, some 3,000 face a potential close if they don't shape up and get this in order.
All right, so let's just pause really quickly here because I just want to make this point. There is nothing wrong with increasing, enforcing, implementing higher standards for anything in life. If you want to be the best at what you do, if you want to maximize your potential, if you want to be great, you have to be living with high standards, no matter what it is that you're doing. Without high standards, you'll never push yourself. So of course, the opposing view is this: oh, you're going to put, these schools out of business. You're going to make it tough for more truck drivers to be on the road. That might be true. But the problem is when you compromise on standards, the end result is catastrophic.
Going to lose their accreditation if they're unable to fix this. Another 4,500 have been warned they may face similar action. That means hundreds of thousands of aspiring drivers could see their training invalidated, this slowing their path to getting a CDL. Many officials say that the schools were operating like CDL mills, basically offering quick turn courses without proper behind the wheel or classroom training. And the American Trucking Association actually applauding this and the administration's effort to get the struggling industry back on track.
So there's a lot of things that needs to be fixed, okay? We're talking about the policies regarding these schools that issue the certifications. We're talking about these states when they go to issue commercial driver's license. And then we're talking about the drivers themselves. The one thing that picks at me the most out of all of this is the fact that they don't speak English. What is going on in our country today? You think that I can go to another country, get a job, and not speak their language? What the heck is going on? I can't tell you how many times I ordered DoorDash or I had to take an Uber driver. These people don't speak English. I just don't, I don't get it. I mean, English is like what, the number one spoken language in the world? I mean, I just don't get it, especially if you're a commercial driver. You have no business or you have no excuse not having the English language at your disposal. It should be just a simple requirement. Now let's go to this next clip. Indiana State Police trooper has this to say about this entire situation. Take a look.
It's a 37-point checklist.
Just your registration's fine.
Each meticulously carried out by the Indiana State Police's Commercial Vehicle Enforcement Division. Their job? Protecting American drivers from the very real and very present dangers on our highways.
Unfortunately, sometimes what happens is that we see a lot of vehicles that quite often shouldn't be on the road.
Their division